What's up everybody, it's me Retrovin, and we're at another review. This time we're doing a little bit of a quickie because I haven't really had a ton of ideas for games, but this is a game I played at one point and I thought I'd give a little quick review on it because it's a very simple game. Pong the Next Level. Basically Pong, but in 3D. Now there's some interesting things I want to talk about as to why it's not just the same game, but, I thought it'd be a quick, interesting review to do, so, yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the game. There's basically no story, so we're going straight to the gameplay. Now, of course, gameplay-wise, it's Pong. You have the one big thing, and then you got the other big thing that's like hitting a little paddle thing from side to side. The difference is they're colored now. So, like, you got a blue one and a red one, so you can kind of distinguish the two. There are some differences, like, compared to your average Pong game, though, because this one has obstacles, so you're actually on, like, different themes and environments, which is pretty neat, because, there'll be, like, a snow one where there's, like, two penguins blocking your path, there'll be ones that'll, like, add different ones to it, so it adds a nice little bit of variety. I don't want to freak you out too much, but they have some where there's, like, four. Not, like, four as in, like, one on all four sides, but there'll be, like two per team. So there's a fair amount of variety in the levels, and it's interesting because a lot of them really utilize the different environments very well, which I enjoy. The menu's also pretty cool. It's got like a little Pong there that's just like having a stroke or something. It's pretty funny stuff. And the menu has a very nice amount of options. You can use the analog controller, you can use the D-pad, of course. This is PS1, so, big thing to be able to use that, especially for a Pong game. I will say, though, the D-pad is definitely a bit easier to use because, this game is very simple. You're not really moving. You're just going up and down and up and down. So the analog stick can sometimes feel a little bit confusing when you're trying to move it. Now, for most games, of course, I would prefer the analog stick, but for a game like this, I'm happy there's a D-pad option. A cool thing is there's certain items and things that you can actually put on your side, right? Like, so, say a ball, right? Like, you can make it red or you can make it blue to signify that it's helping your team. And it's actually interesting. The extra items, like, in the level add to it, too. It's really fun sometimes. Now, of course, it's Pong, and it can get boring after a bit, but I'd say compared to just Pong with the things, it adds a lot more fun and interesting things to it. I think another big thing, and it's pretty obvious one, is unlike actual Pong, there's an end to it. Like, once the player gets a certain amount of points, that's the end of the game, whereas because they never programmed it, because it's old Pong was just, you keep getting points, and you keep getting points, where the players would, I guess, decide which was the final point, where, in this game, the game just says, yep, you win, that's it. Now, the most unique thing about this game is there are a lot of levels that aren't Pong. I shit you not. There are actually levels where you're doing different things. Like, there'll be one where there'll be seals, right? And they'll be shooting a ball at you. You gotta hit the other seals with it. It's only the one Pong thing doing it. So it's almost kind of Breakout-ish, which is cool. They have a variety of different events you could do other than just regular Pong. Or they'll still be Pong, but there'll be different mechanics within it that add to the game. Another type are the circular arenas you could do them in, where it's like you'll have the creatures in the middle, and you'll be circling around. So you're basically trying to catch your own ball without getting it off of the stage. So a lot of cool stuff like that. The weirdest one, though, is the pinball one. It's basically one like where you're hitting a ball at like a bunch of pinballs and you're trying to get it to a specific spot so you can get the gold piece. It's really weird, but it's interesting. It kind of keeps my attention more, and I'm happy they did that. The soundtrack for the game is quite solid, to be honest. It has a few good ones. I'll give you guys a few to listen to. to say, Pong the Next Level is definitely a very fun Pong game, for what it's worth. And I would say, out of all versions of Pong, it's probably the best one. The Next Level is a pretty accurate title, for sure. It's not a game I'd play all the time, but, if I'm bored and I got nothing else to play, this is a pretty fun time to be had. The only shitty thing is it's really hard to get physical copies of, for, people that want to get it. I would definitely recommend using an emulator if you can, because that's probably the only real way you're going to get it at a decent price. Because it's one of those games where, not many people got it back in the day, so it's really costly. But yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and yeah, have yourselves a good one, and I'm out. Peace.